kill. Elder Titan coming out, though, for Vega. Okay, this is a hero I feel like we should have seen more of recently, but it's been such a rare and scarce sight to win this. Like, especially with this kind of shift back towards very kind of heavily focused in the Agi department, I would say.
Yeah.
With all this armor build-up, you know.
Morphling, troll,
exactly.
all that stuff.
This hero seems like he should be getting prime real estate right now.
Absolutely. Also, very good combo with, you know, Warlock, for example. Being able to set up a team fight, help out the Fatal Bonds and the Chaotic Offering to get dropped properly. Very solid in lane as well. You think about Shadow Demon and Rubik, their right clicks are puny, minimal, when you've got a Stout Shield Elder Titan with, you know, 500 move speed and plus 100 damage running at you and whacking you with a big old briefcase. Or a stapler.
Well, you know, it depends on your perspective. Maybe
Exactly.
maybe it's both. Maybe it's a stapler built into a briefcase.
That's the way we need to look at things.
That sounds like something out of Shark Tank straight away. And Sand King immediately coming out in response after, though, is the Slark you were mentioning earlier.
Yep, there it is.
10
Super
times more
solid
potent
pick.
here as well.
Yeah, doesn't care about telekinesis, burrow strike, disruption. Doesn't give a damn about any disables whatsoever. Can go for a number of builds. I think, in my mind anyway, from what I've seen in pro play and high level pubs, it's been a lot of Diffusal Blade, honestly. We've seen a lot of people skipping Shadow Blade, skipping Echo Saber, going for like Diffu into Skadi or like Diffusal Blade into BKB into Skadi. Very rarely now, I feel, do we see the old school Shadow Blade, Echo Saber, Basher, BKB kind of build. All due to the Omni Knight having that Heavenly Grace, of course.
That's a fair point. I feel the issue is like Shadow Blade gets you in, but you need someone to then come set up a kill for you, right? Like it initiates, but how do you finish? Whereas Diffusal, I pounce, then I Diffusal, easy to do. And, you know, either of these items are going to accelerate your farm about the same amount. Both are going to force you to go, I should probably be fighting.
You also do have to consider the kind of sticking on a target, right? It's something that a lot of heroes struggle with. Slark, definitely one of them. And if you go for if you think about the old progression, Shadow Blade, Echo Saber, Basher, you know, you're thinking about 10k net worth being sunk into items before you have an item that allows you to stick on a target, rack up Essence Shift, and get a kill. Whereas Diffusal Blade, you go, you know, Treads, Wraithband, Diffusal Blade, Diffu gives you the ability to latch onto a target, get Essence Shift, maybe get a kill, but most importantly, it's Essence Shift stacks that you can start racking up for that guerrilla warfare style that Slark likes to play, the old in and out. Shake it all about.
He's not the only one who's going to be in and out. Of course, the PL gives you that elusiveness factor. If you go late game with the Doppelganger, it becomes quite troublesome. But I don't know if you can rely on that super late game factor, because we've seen what Slarks can do. If they go past the 40-minute mark, these guys are in full control of the game.
Yeah, PL with a natural dispel against the Warlock, Fatal Bonds, and Shadow Word as well is always incredibly handy. The ability to dodge Echo Stomp through Doppelganger is obviously a potent ability in his arsenal. So I like the PL pick, and the fact that you've seen the Slark. So worth talking about is the PL Slark paradigm as well. Counters to Slark historically have been mana burners. Anti-Mage, Phantom Lancer, because Slark is heavily reliant on, again, playing that in and out style, but getting spells off in multiple rounds. Like you think about the movement forward, the pounce, the Dark Pact, the Shadow Dance, the Dark Pact again, the pounce again, and then you run away, reset, come back in for another round of Shadow Dance and Dark Pact and all that good stuff. But if you're mana burnt, you can't cast spells. Pretty simple, right? Phantom Lancer absolutely ruined Slark in a straight vacuum 1v1. But of course, when they added that pounce and leash mechanic, Slark can mess up with the Phantom Lancer's Doppelganger, being able to pounce onto him and stop him from being that elusive, maneuverable hero. Same story with the Storm Spirit. It depends on who gets jumped first, honestly.
Most definitely. And of course, Vega, they have the 10th pick. The Ember Spirit was banned out in the first phase, which is why this probably wasn't in Vega's kind of thought process, right? Especially when you pick the Slark and the Ember got banned so early.
So I feel like Kunkka here is probably one of the better picks. Gives you team fight, gives you sustainability, but it's also a Radiance carrier and a hero that's tanky enough to go frontline and play with the Warlock ET Omni Knight. A strength hero that benefits greatly from Heavenly Grace. I think primarily for me, though, it's Radiance carrier against PL. You need someone who deals with illusions at this point. Slark doesn't really. Elder Titan doesn't really. You don't have people to clear illusions, to wave, clear, and out-push the Phantom Lancer spam. You also don't have anyone really to lock down onto the Storm Spirit and blow him up. So it's a difficult position to be in. But I think Kunkka sort of rounds out the rough edges of this Vega draft and ticks a lot of the boxes that they are missing.
Trying to think what else they could possibly go for. I don't know about a Death Prophet in this type of game. I mean, right now they don't have much tower push. Is a fair shout. It doesn't really fit naturally. The Lestrak, which they banned out themselves, might be nice, but they go for the Queen of Pain.
Okay.
This is very much a gank and spank lineup coming out from Vega.
Yeah.
The Slark and the Queen of Pain.
So instead of the Radiance ideology that I was angling towards, they're going for that much earlier tempo Orchid ideology, right? The Orchid rush against the Phantom Lancer, against the Storm Spirit. Queen of Pain makes them suffer, literally, in that kind of scenario. If she's able to get the quick Orchid, she can find kills quite easily. Pre-Manta, pre-Yules, pre-whatever it may be on the 2 cores of Empire. So I like that little adaptation. It also combos really nicely, of course, with Fatal Bonds.
Yep, not to mention the Elder Titan in conjunction with all that as well. In the mid game, Team Empire really cannot afford to get caught stacked up. Is the takeaway here. So definitely, I feel like the way Empire's probably going to play this is just after laner phase, you just try and buy time, right? You try and split push. Because I don't feel like at any stage in the first 20 minutes do they necessarily feel stronger than Vega if a fight comes together with 3+ members.
Agree. Pretty heavy agree on that one. They are item reliant, right?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, it's not like Storm can do anything off the back of levels. He needs to rush 12 as quickly as possible, but even then, is your PL ready?
12. He needs level 12. He needs Kaya Bloodstone or Kaya Orchid, whatever it may be. Might even consider Kaya BKB, depending on how the game evolves or devolves, depending on which lineup is ahead and which perspective you're looking from. So the majority of the heavy lifting is going to come down to Maiden, Seiyu, and King R, really. The Sand King has to have a good laning stage. Rubik and Shadow Demon need to be very versatile in where they set up in the lanes. They need to have their TPs ready to react to the maneuvers from Vega Squadron, because I feel like so bad on this Elder Titan might just be moving around a lot to get some punches in, especially mid lane. You know, Kodos on that Storm Spirit is going to get bullied by the Quap, but you bring an ET in and you can open up kills potentially on that mid as well.
Or if you set up the angles correctly, you can stack your triangle as well. Something we don't see too often at the moment in sports, in fact. But Elder Titan, one of those guys that gets double value. It seemed cheesy for a while, but then teams just started moving back to it as they realized it was actually an efficient play to make. And you do have a hero that can do that can actually take those stacks, right? Like, in fact, you have 2. Dark Pack's not bad for farm when you max it out. And of course, there is a Queen of Pain.
Yeah.
Odds actually have this heavily in favor of Team Empire, by the way.
Heavily?
Yeah, well, I say fairly heavily. Like, our biggest yet. 1.35 odds for Team Empire, 2.95 for Vega.
Okay. That seems reasonable. As long as it's not like 4-1 or something.
That happens usually later in the day.
Yeah.
You eventually climb to those odds and someone's going to make an easy buck.
Yeah, that's the way it works.
Spend responsibly, kids, okay? You know? Maybe you want to go out and get some bonbons instead. Because that way you're always a winner, because, you know,
if you're a kid, you shouldn't be gambling anyway.
That is true. Look at that, Gareth with the wise words.
Yeah. I'm an old man now. I've got to be grumpy.
If you're a man-child, however, then, yeah, you're responsible for your own loss of money, as they keep telling me.
Why you got to go and do this, man? Spamming my chat with your river vials.
He went for quite a few.
He did. He pressed a lot of buttons.
Just in a store trying on clothes at this stage. I don't know which one I like, guys.
Get all of them.
Okay. Fishman, this is a win-win, actually. If you can grab this rune, or if you can force King R, but he's not going to try. If you can force some level disruption, I guess the problem is you don't know where the rest of them are, and you realize there's 2 other heroes here. So if you do go for that rune, maybe you TP out quick enough, but likely you die.
I wish Fishman was playing Slark.
It would bring, or Phantom Lancer. It would bring it kind of Fisherman, or, you know, an actual Fishman.
Yeah.
Sadly, no. Maybe in the future.
They've put the Phantom Lancer. Oh, nice. Man, I didn't think about this. They've put the PL mid. We used to see this a fair amount. Doppelganger level 1 potentially open for Dream to dodge Shadow Strike.
It's one of those type of heroes. Things like Juggernaut as well, for example. You don't see it often enough. Slark sometimes in the mid. You don't see it often enough that really is first in your mind.
Yeah, it all started with TNC like 3 years ago. Teehee, their old mid player, used to play Phantom Lancer and Juggernaut mid up against Invoker. That was where it all started. MVP Phoenix kind of copied it at TI, then all the European and Chinese teams start copying it, and you suddenly have this kind of set in stone ability to counter a hero with one hero pick, or they're able to transition or play this, you know, more adaptable hero in a different lane than you'd normally expect to see them in.
We'll see how it actually pays off. you can harass fairly well. You can get on top. You can dodge out against the Shadow Strikes as well. Of course, it is a bit more spammable.
Yeah, you do have the Storm Spirit safe lane, though, which is a little bit less optimal than you would like.
Yeah.
Safe lane Storm doesn't feel exceptionally good. Against an Omni and an ET, things could be dangerous, but King R is doing an exceptional job keeping so bad away from that Storm Spirit, as well as the fact that they've blocked up the large camp. So there will not be any of that big old stacking from the Elder Titan down here.
Of course, the problem here is you are present in lane all times, right? And we've just seen another little preview to why that is kind of offset. With the Heavenly Grace, you can just purge off the poison straight away to make sure that's not a threat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Storm is this type of hero. There's a reason he's usually mid. He wants to get a quick level 2 ball lightning. Oh, Moon on King R. They might get him. Force down the disruption. He'll be able to move away. And they get a kill in response. So bad. Moving pretty fast. Is he fast enough? The Heavenly Grace to heal him up a little bit and he'll escape. So scared life a little bit on the edge. Top lane we haven't really talked about, but let's be honest. Is there much to talk about here? It's the Sand King. You know how this one works.
He hasn't gone Sandstorm, though, so there is something to talk about, interestingly enough. He's gone Caustic and Burrow Strike, and he is pressuring the Slark quite nicely. Rubik sitting behind, pulling, trying to drag the wave back and reset equilibrium, while Fishman is doing exactly the same thing. But a single pull into the small camp, not ideal, really, from the Warlock. Slark will be forced now to CS under tower, but he's got the Shadow Word to sustain and heal, so not a big deal at all. Pretty even farm trade so far up there, though. 13-2, 13-1 between Slark and SK. Farm trade lane with 2 supports that are doing a pretty good job manipulating the creep waves. I don't feel like there's much kill threat up here just yet, but I've been proven wrong before. KillerPigeon,
we've had a
as
few
they move
moments.
forward.
They're contemplating it, but he's level 3. They should realize pretty quickly he hasn't gone for a point in Dark Pact yet, but it's this every time a Shadow Word. The good news is no one really jumps on anyone here. Because you've got those points in the cost against a melee hero, you're putting him in this scenario where Warlock always has to defensively Shadow Word. That works out in their favor. Bot lane, a little bit of harassment again. So bad just poking and prodding and wasting their time. They're never really able to find the kill, but this time around they might be able to get it. Kodos getting pretty close. Didn't have the Remnant available though, and the Purification coming out. Turn around. Last hero trying to move forward on the King R. A few more hits might do it, but there's the use of the Vortex to ensure that the pursuit is stopped. Stomp. Does connect on to Kodos. Got the Purification coming off cooldown. They can't get close enough though.
Unfortunate.
They have burnt out the resources of this bot lane though, so Empire, you can already see King R running all the way back, and Kodos has to be careful about hanging around because he has no regen.
Yeah, luckily for them, mid lane doesn't need too much in the way of career management. Looks like Dream doing a great job, 19-4 against 18-4, farm trading with a co-op, forcing the Queen of Pain to change build as well. 1-1-3 over on GPK. This is one of the kind of weirder things. Queen of Pain leveled Shadow Strike before seeing the lane matchup, and obviously didn't expect the Phantom Lancer to come mid, maybe expecting just to go straight into the Storm. And now has to kind of transition back into the Scream of Pain after realizing that she's never going to be able to use Shadow Strike in this lane.
Slightly awkward for him, but at least got 3 points up in it now so you can force him back. And actually, Dream needs to be careful about this. We'll doppelganger away. But once the Arcane Runes activate, there's no way you trade effectively anymore. Top little contest going on over here over the creep wave. We'll drag it straight back through though. Much damage done to it.
Dire Sentries there as well. Something that Slark could look to exploit.
Yeah, I'm going to come close enough
to the waves.
And runes coming up. Should be 2 apiece here by the looks of it. Or is it 3? I think Empire... Oh, Stomp gets dodged. Empire get 3. Vega get 1. This is kind of one of the conundrums of Warlock Slark, right? It's not really a lane that can contest runes.
Yeah, not at all. Especially not with a double wave coming under their tower.
But Slark, the important thing for him really is just to survive this laning phase. It's in this type of game, it feels like it plays like a traditional Slark game, right? You're not looking to just stack Agi on him early. It's more, can you just get him to 6 in a decent time and then allow him to just kind of like self-sustain? I guess the worry is you're not going for a Dark Pact max out. Kodos in the bot lane. Being harassed back. He has gone for the bowl. In the outer lanes, it feels a little bit rough, but this is the type of hero that really needs it.
He didn't get refills on the bounty runes, right? He bought it after bounty runes came up, so you do lose a significant amount of value from that, obviously. It's super nice to have a bottle, use it all, refill with your bounty runes, and grab up some charges.
But it's the type of item you want as the game goes on, right? Storm is one of those heroes that can use runes and hold on to them for a very long time that benefits the most, whether it's a regen, an arcane, and Kodos, be careful, buddy. Last hero has a level of Visage, 3 points in purification, and you're starting to realize it. Just keeping him on his toes at all times. Warlock is rotating down here as well. He'll spot out King R as he moves through. It's not a bad choice, though. Just applying ridiculous pressure onto the Storm Spirit, because I guess your argument is my Slark can mostly self-sustain now. Not like that, though. He almost goes down. That's a little bit too close for comfort. Stays alive, but barely. Bot lane, Kodos. So low here. They're going to chase under top. This last hero needs one more hit. The stomp comes out. First blood gets drawn. TP's coming in, but too late.
Very late first blood as well. Almost 7 minutes into the game, finding that Storm Spirit at long last. Now, Slark top, he wishes he was level 6. They've had to bring Fishman back up here just to give that Shadow Word over to the Slark now. Slark scrambling to hit that Shadow Dance point where he can kind of poke and prod, then dip back into the jungle to heal to full before returning to lane without expending any gold on regen. Maiden has had an exceptional laning phase already, rushing into that Veil, which again has been another little shift of item build that we've seen quite recently anyway on Sand King. You know, it used to be Double Bracer, used to be Vanguard, used to be Crimson Guard, Blink Dagger Rush, Ether Lens, all sorts of good stuff used to come out of Sand Kings. Now it feels like the Veil Rush into, TP at level 7 or 8 to go and defend one of your towers, find a big team fight and blow people up. Having heroes like Storm, Rubik, Shadow Demon, having magic damage from multiple sources all getting amped up feels incredibly good.
It's not just on Sand King alone. There seems to be a trend at the moment, especially for offlaners of this kind of capacity. Ever since the nerfs came in on drums, Veil is just statistically a more desirable item. Right? I've seen some of the offlaners talk about it. I know Zai was talking about it a lot in his streams. It just, when you look at the stats of the item and the changes in the most recent patches, it just makes sense as kind of your mid-game item now.
Yeah. And it gives you mana pool as the Sand King, gives you armor as the Sand King. It feels... it feels good all around. It allows you to stay on the map, and that's one of the things as an offlaner is, playing fog, staying on the map, farming jungle, and being that surprise factor to come out of the fog and jump your opponents. Give them the old spook.
I'll need to do that in this type of game because there are vulnerable targets. If you catch the Slark out with the chain stuns, you can go down pretty easily. Same with the Queen of Pain. She has an escape, but of course, has a cast point. You do have decent lockdown from the side of Empire. The concern is how they haven't really been able to apply pressure so far to last hero. He's had a fairly easy lane phase, I want to say. Storm, not so much. And the concern is there's the pressure on Dream to apply pressure after this laner phase when Kodos is still going to need to play catch-up.
Yeah. Phantom Lancer very much is the space creator for that mid-game. And then Storm Spirit will repay the favor, sort of 20, 25 minutes or so and onwards. Allow the Phantom Lancer to scale up to level 25, which is the ideal position. You want Phantom Lancer games to go as long as possible when you're playing a Phantom Lancer. You want to get to level 25, you want...
Last hero? Oh, Disrupt and actually save his life. The Sonic Wave pushing them all away. Omni Knight says thank you very much to King R. We'll turn around and say you're looking to kill him off. So bad chasing down King R in the meantime. They'll get one and they might get two because this staple gun is big and it hits hard. Oh, there we go. What? I don't understand that play. He literally just saved last hero's life.
I didn't see it. I was watching top lane.
They almost had him and he disruptioned him. He put him in a bubble of safety, and that's the moment the Queen of Pain pounced in and just used the Sonic Wave onto two heroes. Kodos snatches up the rune at least. Did use most of his mana pool to do so. But nice move coming out, and 0-3 the score so far. Empire not really able to strike back against Vega up to this point, and the two people sitting at the top of the net worth so far is that Queen of Pain and that Slark, who's going for a Midas next.
The Empire strikes back. Nice Star Wars joke. Lol.
Really good, because they know the trick fan.
Slark going into hand of Midas. Yeah, he buys the recipe, so he's committed to it. Phase boots into Midas. And now TPing in towards mid lane.
It's kind of a cut and dry, really, for this hero at the moment. A lot of carries just, the Midas value. At least we're not back in those days of triple Midas lineups. We've moved past that. Maiden now does have the Veil. He's trying to defend this tower against the creep wave pushing in as Queen of Pain is around it. 4 heroes, in fact, from the side of Vega are lingering in this bot lane. They desperately want this tower. Meanwhile, the top Empire will find a tower first as they take the tier 1 in the safe lane of the side of Vega.
So here's the strength of the Sand King Veil I was talking about, right? He's level 7, he's come bot lane to defend tier 1, and he can very likely just look for kills as they dive him 3v1. It's insane. Like, look at them die to Sandstorm.
Heavenly Grace came out after he lost half his HP pool. Not optimal.
If they go again, they'd lose 2 or 3 heroes here. Like, one more TP from Empire. They've got Rubik Sand King. They're defending the lane. They're defending the tower. They've pushed out the wave. They've forced rotation from Slark coming down. So we have a commitment of 4 Vega heroes bot. Nothing gained. Everything lost. Top lane, tier 2's being pressured. Mid lane is completely wide open. Storm Spirit's like, yo, I'm jungling now, apparently, for some reason. But Vega expending a lot of resources to come bot. Good tower defense by Sand King and Rubik. And this gives Phantom Lancer that space he needs to move into Diffusal Blade.
And if Vega don't change or adjust in some way soon, there's a concern that they're all kind of on course to deal with that diffusal, right? Because the biggest issue about going to diffusal first is you really need it, but you're not tanking up. You still remain pretty vulnerable to its magic damage. And you think about the lineup with GPK there especially, they do have the burst to bring him down. But if you just keep running around like this, not really achieving anything, not really finding objectives, it's a concern that you won't have the item matchup. You won't have an Orchid almost complete when that diffusal's online.
Oh, look. Sand King defended mid tier 1 all on his own.
Oh, good lad.
Like, Vega are just going to be permanently scared of the Sand King until they make a concerted effort to 5-man group up, take a tower, and just shove in. And likely now it'll be the bot tower because Sand King TP'd mid and has a long rotation down to bot if he wants to go defend there. So they need a pick off bot, they need a kill, they need a tower, and they need it now.
Fishman, all the damage being done. Seiyu almost dead already. Gets through the steal, tries to throw around with the dagger, but he's going to go down third through. Connection with the pounce, allows him to get Kodos. They even commit the Sonic Wave to make sure it's quick enough. Maybe a little bit overkill, but better safe than sorry.
Nope, they got 2 kills. One of them was a Storm. They get the tower. It's all perfect. Nicely done. And they can still move in towards mid to defend their tier 1 and push enemy tier 1 if need be. But I think most importantly, the Warlock can now go and deward. He's been holding Obs and Sentry for a while. He needs to go and place a Sentry to deward this Obs ward, which he likely knows is around here somewhere, buddy. Oh, unlucky.
Or you can make it obvious what you're doing, as they just realize.
That's
King
unfortunate.
R coming in for the deward. He gets it. Disruption out. Zani can't do anything to assist. Instead, the Purge is going to be there. Fishman will TP away, but the Burrow Strike connects, and he will die. Now he'll realize they have a ward.
Yeah, worst case scenario for the Warlock in that situation. Unfortunate. I feel like in those they're pinging it now. Fishman definitely knows. So, ward logic, usually you put Sentry down first to deward. Maybe he just didn't think they would have an Observer ward there, but it's like 14, 15 minutes in, it's supernatural. It is actually natural and normal, not supernatural in that regard. It is normal for Empire to be warding to watch out for bottom rune, right? It's nearly 15 minutes in. They want to watch for transition points. They need to make sure this jungle area is not cut off. They want to keep one of their triangles safe and sound. So at least Storm has, the 3 camps where Rubik is right now to farm. So I think Warlock is just a little misplay there, a little misread.
Maybe he thought Zani would have spotted it. Because Zani moved through that area to farm a camp, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, a little bit of miscoordination. It's all good, though. They can go back. They can deward it now just in time for the runes. Omni Knight is hanging around top to try and get his hands on one here. Does have his drums complete. But look at this. Maiden moving in.
PL has diffu.
He does have diffusal online.
Slark's still, 2,500 away from it.
It's problematic. Meanwhile, Queen of Pain is getting close to that Orchid. He needs to ramp this up, though, because now PL is starting to set his sights on that Manta, going for the Astra first. Usually you hope to have 5, 6, maybe 7-minute window before a counter to your Orchid comes out. I'm not sure that's going to happen at this rate.
It's looking to be a little bit spooky, isn't it, for the Queen of Pain? Because we talked about this Slark against Phantom Lancer situation. Queen of Pain also suffers against that Diffusal Blade mana burn. She needs to be able to blink out of fights.
It's not like you're getting a nuke increase either. You actually look at the build for so bad. Not a single point in natural order yet.
Oh dear. Rubik with blink is pretty big.
That's huge.
But Sand King has a blink as well. So now they have double blink initiation. Storm Spirit has Kaya done. So Ball Lightning, it can come in if they do want to mount a defense of this mid tier 1, which they should. Would not be surprised to see every hero from Team Empire come into mid lane to defend right now.
They're going to have to, because it looks like Vega are making the move first. 3 heroes here and 1 more nearby as Zani's farming the jungle.
It?
They're giving it over. That feels like a
12 HP glyph.
there.
Go on, Rubik. Rubik, go on, my son. Get the deny.
Nope.
No, nearly. Close.
Hammer beats wand.
So, I guess the trade-off there is Phantom Lancer just shifting into 5th gear, getting his farm on. Storm Spirit has been defended in the jungle. Doesn't get pressured at all. It leaves the map open a little bit now, though. We know the Dire team can swing up towards top tier 1 and really cut large chunks of the map out. But we haven't felt Team Empire's strength. You know, it's 1-5. Vega have a 1k net worth lead. So Empire is still farming exceptionally well with PL up at the top of the net worth board. We just haven't felt them do anything yet. They've been AFK farming. They haven't been pressured in the past 4 or 5 minutes, apart from maybe losing a couple of tier 1s. And that's not a big deal to them. Because we said it in the draft, right? They need to weather the storm. They need to make sure that Vega does not run them over. And they need time for the PL and the Storm to buy time for each other, which they are doing.
And PL's the key, because, you know, anyone else, you could argue Vega can counter later on, right? Like, the Slark can be a force to be reckoned with. It feels like maybe if both sides arguably weather the storm, you just get to a stage in the game where it's just the Slark PL show, right? And everyone else potentially just dies. There's those 2 left at the end. Problem is, at the end of that scenario, if those are the 2 left standing, that's when Slark loses.
That's why Slark's going for a BKB right now. He knows that matchup with the Phantom Lance is not really great for him. Go for that early BKB so he doesn't get burnt out of mana immediately at the start of the fight. Still some way away from that BKB, though.
D1 coming out. Disrupt no from King R. Silenced up, so you can't follow up here. They'll look to turn around. The Shadow Word on him. Epicenter being charged up. They need to abort right now. Blink out. Only catching under the Warlock alone. And it takes him a bit of time to kill him off anyway. Fishmouth finally died. King R getting pretty low. The Shadow Word won't tick him out, nor will the Shadow Strike.
How's that Warlock so tanky?
Bracer.
A bracer, yeah.
Oh, Zani needs to be careful here. He's out of mana.
Like, Warlock still had 12 wand charges. Didn't even use wand, and he was still that tanky. I looked at Sand King, I was like, was it level 1 Burrow? I mean, so was it level 1 Epi? No. Was it like level 2 or 3 Burrow? No. It's like level 4 Burrow, level 2 Epi with Veil on top, and Warlock took a solid 7-8 seconds to die. He's a big boy.
He is. I mean, you know, this is a hero of free strength gain a level, and he is level 8 in fairness, so you can kind of see where it's come from a little bit. A little bit ridiculous. Not as ridiculous as Lone Druid having 3k HP at level 22, but we digress.
As an agi hero.
I mean, in fairness, this one's an indie hero, so Tower does get denied. BPK going straight for that BKB next as well, so they realize, you know, Slark needs it. You might as well get it on the other core. You might as well realize that you're both committing into this kind of timing window around the 25-26 minute mark. Gonna move towards bot though. They are smoked up. Not sure how easy of a kill Maiden will be here though. You need to instantly see him and silence him. If you don't, this kill never happens. They realize that Queen of Pain's leading the way. Blink in, and they've kind of revealed the game here. Dust a little bit too late. Maiden will TP out. They look the wrong way. A lot of time wasted as well. I mean, what are you coming here for? There's still a tier 2, and there's still going to be a Sand King to defend it. All the while, Dream, just in his, what I can only assume is his own front yard at this stage. The die top. Never ceasing to farm. Never friend. He's left to his own devices.
Yeah, just bring up, like, it's weird. I don't ever bring up the CS board after like 10 minutes in. But Phantom Lance is at 217 CS at 20 minutes. He's already 10xing. He's getting more than 10 creeps a minute. Without a Battle Fury, without a Maelstrom, you know? He is farming absolutely out of his mind right now. A solid 50 CS or 60, 70 CS ahead of the Queen of Pain or the Slark, respectively. This guy is out of his mind right now, Dream. He's getting to a point of critical mass that I don't know if Vega can actually withstand.
Said the pressure was going to be on them, and the time is starting to run out. At least Kodos is still not really in the game yet. He's behind all the cores of Vega, but it's just time. Give him enough, he will catch up, he will be a threat, and more so than Queen of Pain. Dani, held by the Bio Strike, already used the Dark Pact, but they'll back away. They're just probing to see who is here. They'll realize 4 heroes from the side of Vega are lingering around, the 5th one on the way. We might have a fight coming, Gareth, because everyone's starting to converge.
Everybody is. Interesting place for the Radiant to be fighting, though. This is not a great strategic place to be, but they feel strong enough to actually face off against it, or at least posture around their shrine. I don't know if they want to mount a full defense for their bottom tier 2, but Sand King's definitely getting ready. Getting ready to dewater a sentry. Oh!
He's trying to stop Zani from doing that, which is so useful with the Slark, getting those D-wards in so often. Instead, he's just running for the high hills from the PL illusions that have burnt most of his mana supply. You know, this kind of reminds me of the game earlier where we had a Shaker who couldn't die. Because it's becoming the same scenario with Maiden on the Sand King. They try and commit. They can never find him. He refuses to die. He's never died once in this entire game. And there have been ample attempts on his life.
And now he has a Yule Scepter, right? So does Storm. So this Queen of Pain Orchid, you were mentioning that, you want this window of, 4 or 5 minutes or something along those lines to find a couple of pickoffs, snowball, get your advantage and move on forward. Now you can't kill a Storm, you can't kill a PL, you can't kill a Sand King. So your 2 targets are Shadow Demon and Rubik, which are 2 support heroes, which are not ideal targets for a Queen of Pain to be dumping a bunch of spells into. So you're in this really awkward quandary where Queen of Pain has to backstab backlines. ET Warlock have to really be the beef of the team fight and focus on the core heroes, the PL, the Storm. Slark has to be on top of PL and Storm at the same time, though, and that's the issue right now. Slark has so much on his plate, the BKB can't come sooner.
Absolutely, and it's the other thing to look at here is, you mentioned the Queen of Pain. You think the Orchid is kind of that window where people are pushing alone. They're just trying to split up the map, and you punish that. But Empire, for a while now, have been at a stage where they can do the buddy system, right? We go together. You've got saves on both your supports. Whether you lift or disrupt with the target, you can stop that potential kill. Even before these heals are there, in fact. Sentry going down. Looking at Maiden. They want to hit up onto him. Yules comes out already. They got the pounce to work with. They time it right. Shadow Dance as well. Stomp connecting. Maiden needs to move away. He's tanky enough, though. Turns around with the Burrow Strike, and actually Slark is just as low as he is. Pounce forward, doesn't connect.
Nearly.
The push coming out as well. They drop the rock, connects onto 2 here. Help people to slow them down. Maiden still needs to back up. Purification to heal Zani up. Dream does arrive, cleans up the Warlock Golem, and now he's here to clean up the Master. Fisherman can't move away quick enough. Instead, he will have to give his life to ensure the rest of them can escape. And this is exactly what we were talking about.
Yeah.
All that time wasted for nothing. Now ball lightning in. Kodos looking for a target. Guess it's wrong on where the pounce went. But they're just pursuing. They want to get them away from this tier 1 tower, so it's an easy cleanup for them.
So there is a nice little spirit on top of the Yule Scepter to stop any kind of Yule's blink play from the SK. Good continuation and chase on forward. The Celtic offering was decent. They don't have vision back there, but they see the disruption. They see the Shadow Demon using spells. So they throw it in. They hope that maybe they catch a couple of cores in the back and they follow through with the team fight. But it just ends up with Empire completely resetting. Their itemization is so perfect here that they can just reset the team fight, walk back into the trees. The Sand King was ready for another jump in, by the way. He just waited for Shadow Word to dispel off himself. He had Epi, he had Blink Burrow Strike. He was just ever so barely out of range of reinitiating back on that poor little Slark again. And Dream's Phantom Lancer seems untouchable at this point. They're trying to make a play on him. This is so dangerous for Vega, though.
Yep, they'll get the Diffusal out. They'll sleep him up as well, but what's the follow-up here? Exactly, he's got Manta. He used it to get away from this. Now Sani has no mana to work with. Sonic Wave pushed him through. Purification stolen and heals him up. Split. Traps him in. Dream actually does die. 70 seconds on the sideline. Move forward with the BKB activate. They'll find a second kill on Deseu. And that... he could have got away. That definitely felt like Phantom Lancer feeling himself a little bit much.
I must be insane. I thought Sand King was closer. I thought that was a setup for Team Empire to actually make a team fight happen. Just an unexpected move from Vega Squadron, playing more aggressively than Empire expected, because Empire split out across the map for bounty runes. Shadow Demon went top, Storm went in towards mid to shove out mid-wave.
Yules, Maiden has to move away from this. Can't move away quick enough, though. Turns around the Burrow Strike, connecting on the 2, getting them pretty low. Queen of Pain almost dead. Slark as well, but they get rid of him just in time. That was a little bit closer than they would have liked, though, because if one hero TP'd in, say there was a Rubik there with a Fade Bolt, you lose 2 people. Of course, he had to still respawn yet, but it's an example of how close it is because of that Veil build on the Sand King.
Yeah, a couple of slip-ups from Empire. It feels good for Vega. It's a bit of a morale boost there, finding kill on the PL, on that Sand King, maybe now getting a tier 2 tower. I'm just not sure it's enough. They're going to get this objective, and Slark is going to start racking up these Agi stacks, already up to 4 permanent agility gathered up.
They want to defend this. Getting it pretty low. Lift comes out. Status resistance is still there. They'll get the tower. Look, blink away. Kodos can't catch them with the ball line at forward. They forced everyone here from the side of Empire. So Empire, it's not like it's been most of the game where, you know, you're forcing Vega to stack up, but you're doing something elsewhere. Starting to respond in force, and it's starting to not pay off.
Yeah, a good couple of minutes from Vega. Good couple of minutes from them. So next objective really is going to be play around as Queen of Pain BKB, get another big team fight around that top lane, around that top shrine area primarily. This is the kind of triangle they want to be playing in. Yeah, exactly. Drawn on the map by the Omni Knight, or whoever that is. They want to play around Roshan.
You know,
I like it when I draw on the map and then the team that I'm talking about draws the exact same thing on the map straight after.
especially when it's the hero that looks most like you, you know?
Yes. I am Omni Knight.
You have to get you a hammer now. I mean, I know you got plenty of karambits over
it's
there.
a mallet. It's a
It's
mallet.
a mallet,
Excuse
okay.
me.
My apologies. It's more of a warhammer, to be honest. But we can digress as much as we want, but at the end of the
The
day,
Battle Basher.
the battle bash. You know, Bash is good on this hero. I'll tell you.
Yeah, it sure is.
Another hero
yeah,
that would like to have Bash soon would be the Slark, to be honest, but he's going for the Skadi instead.
Yeah, this is the build I was talking about, right? BKB has been slotted in here, which is less common, but desperately needed this game, so I'm not against it at all. Then back into the Skadi, he's dealing with a PL and a Storm Spirit. Try and slow them down as much as possible. As they go on this nice little ward hunting mission, they're going to get themselves at least one D ward and take control of that southern dire jungle. This is not an area they can take many objectives in, though, unless they want to push high ground or go for tier 2 mid. They do want to swing up north, find out where that storm is, look for the Phantom Lancer. They forced the Sand King to defend bottom lane now, so they've got a couple of options. Pick off Sand King bot or play up towards the northern side of the map and defend Roshan. It's a coin flip. Which one do they go for?
They're thinking about bot. Problem is, they don't know this just yet. They must realize it's close. PL now has heart. So he'll be looking to brawl with you right now. Boris Breck comes out and Slark, slow him down a bit. Green moves in. Diffusal goes out. Moving away by last hero. Purchases it off. Just trying to run for the high hills. Will be able to do so. They're waiting, though. The problem is there's now an army of PLs. Take your guess to which one's real.
Storm not showing on the map at all. No dire wards covering top half of map, so Storm freely farming in the jungle, getting himself incredibly close to that Bloodstone. Has it completed now?
Shiva's almost up on GPK in response as well. Fairly decent against the Phantom Lance arm. Darnie being chased on two. Just forced to pounce away. Upheaval to make sure he escapes.
There's the issue, right? Dream can do this without any real commit. Like, he's not committing anything, right? He goes in, he doesn't commit HP, he doesn't commit mana, doesn't commit long cooldowns. He just runs in, burns the Slark's mana down to like 30%, and then Slark can't fight anymore. Slark is then in a position where he isn't comfortable actually playing aggressively or allowing anyone to jump on it because he's not strong.
Jump attempt. Missed the mark on the last hero. He can purge off the spell. Purge coming out, and now trying to turn around. Orchid won't work. The BKB's activated, trying to move on Dream. Keller and just stabbing at the back line, forced him away with the split. Not connecting on anyone, but Kodos pretty deep, needs to move away. That Stiff Gun hurts a lot. He's starting to feel it. Sonic Wave through. They use the Guardian Angel as well. Dream stood up against. He can't fight against Sonic Wave. Pushing them in response.
And
Might be enough time. They've sent a couple of thrusts, but no Maiden. He's on the wrong side of the fight. PL trying to run away. Dream hit up by the stomp. He might fall here. So tanky, but yet not tanky enough. Dead for 75 seconds. The sound of Sand King next as well, as he cannot escape either. Maiden will melt, and they'll find King R just lurking in the tree lines. Mistakes made by Empire. And all of a sudden, Vega, they ping it out. They say, Roche, go Roche now.
What?
I don't...
He must have shift queued Burrow Strike. It just go, like...
It's the only way you're going to explain it. Like, maybe you go for the Queen of Pain, but even then, you're ignoring the rest of the fight. You're letting your PL die because we mentioned this. When he goes to this tanky build, he's playing an attritional battle. So the pressure is on the Sand King and the Storm Spirit to deliver the damage to these fights. And that's a huge costly error because now you're 30 seconds about your PL. You don't have the buyback for him. He's 500 short. They know this because he bought the heart. And by the time he's up, Roche is done.
That was so good from the PL, so good from the Storm. They jump in, they jump out, they get the initiation they need.
Not so good from Maiden, though.
And then, yeah, he must have shift queued because he epicentered, he blinked, and then he burrow struck north instead of burrow striking southwest.
The only thing I can think
must
of...
have been shift.
Yeah, it must be that. And like he was trying to catch the Queen of Pain, but she'd already repositioned, so then you're stuck in that.
Yeah.
Problematic though, because now that's an Aegis on Slark. Level 20 achieved as well. That pounce leash time is going to be painful, especially for the Storm Spirit.
It sure is. And script equals flipped. 5k lead for Vega now. Team Empire still in a solid position scaling-wise, but the Slark he's become a problem. This BKB with the Aegis. And that Diffusal Blade now fully completed. Skadi definitely going to cause problems for Team Empire.
Absolutely. And what we really saw come to fruition there, you saw it in the middle of the fight, so bad state of life for all of it. And you just saw how much damage got dealt. You know, you never underestimate natural order, especially at this stage in the game, when you've got these heroes who are high leveled, and PL is, to a high extent, reliant on his natural armor coming out from his agi stats.
What, 5-minute delay on stream, right?
Yes.
Okay, I've got it up on the side. I want to watch that back again. It'll come around. Soon.
Try to stay with us until then, Gareth. It was just clock out for 2 minutes. Like,
I see it, guys. 5 minutes of me just AFK watching the stream, waiting for it to happen. Queen of Pain now transitioning into the much beloved attack damage build. Went for the attack speed at 15 instead of the CDR. The Scream of Pain Fear at 25, very likely what he will head into. Mjolnir being purchased up, can go into the Bloodthorn afterwards, of course. And we start becoming a hero that deals with the Phantom Lancer through itemization. That static charge from the Queen of Pain soon will be a bit of a bother for Dream.
It should be pointed out, either of these cores could build into a nullifier, in which case Dream is done in this game. He won't be able to just get out of that and build his army up. It's always... The beautiful thing about PL, when you pick in this type of game, your argument is they jump on me and I jump out, right? But if you do have a hero that can build into a nullifier, which I'd say Vega clearly do, suddenly you always have to be kind of proactive. You can't react anymore. It is scary. It's scary for everyone. Kodos included, as he's just hiding in the trees right now, trying to keep these lanes pushed out.
Going back into Orchid. I feel like a Scythe of Ice here would be good for the Storm Spirit against these BKBs.
Especially at the stage in the game when, like I said, they have those BKBs. Who are you going to silence, really? Maybe the Warlock? That's the only one that really comes to mind that you're targeting.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you go up for the Omni Knight. That's the argument, right? Like, no Guardian Angel coming out. I can just pop through the rest of their team as a result. Interesting choice. But smoke rotation coming out. Vega on the prowl. Hunt begins. But what will it connect with? It might find a Sand King at this rate. He's a little bit slower back than the rest of his team, but they look the wrong way. They thought he'd be greedy. Instead, he just backs away.
So they just push the lane.
They will eventually arrive at the BKB point for the Elder Titan, though. This is something we see rushed by these possibles quite a lot because, as we saw in the last fight, you want to be able to just stand in the middle and just give that aura across.
Stand your ground, men.
Do everything and anything you can. Don't give up. Don't surrender.
It's always such a weird item progression, though. Go Scepter into BKB.
Yeah. It's like, well, let me just make sure you can't attack me, and now let me just make sure you can't stun me.
He's role-playing as Necro. go Shroud into BKB always feels awkward as heck.
Feels even more awkward when you've got a Necro and an Elder Titan both doing it on the same team.
Yeah. King Al gets spotted. Might just give his life to the Queen of Pain as she blinks forward.
Yep, finds the target. He knows he's not getting out of this alive. Just make sure he buys a little bit of time, walks up north so that Dream can walk away safely. But Slark is lingering in the mid lane. Oh, he's ready to go. Stats resistance on him. You mentioned that Satanic build, but in this type of game with Omni Knight, you don't really need it.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it together. I've seen like an S and Y. Ooh.
Jumping forward. Looking at the Elder Titan here. They drop the rock, connects on the Seiyu alone, and they actually did hit him up with the bonds as well. Kodos linked up on the spot. We'll be able to move away just quick enough. BKB was activated by Zani as he chased forward looking for more. Both supports on the side of Empire dead. Enough mana, though, for Kodos to escape. They can't get across in time. The pounce is still on cooldown.
Man, that made me miss the replay.
Damn these teams for not idling for another 20 minutes.
Why couldn't we have paused before? I should have paused, right? I should have just like, sec guys.
Sec guys, I know I'm not going to get TI qualifiers next year because of this, but I really want to see what happened there.
God damn it. Oh well, life goes on.
Tanking. Looking for him here. He's getting pretty low pretty fast. Turns around the virus strike. He's just about alive, but the BKB coming out. Nice save with the disruption from GPK. Sonic way through. Guardian Angel there as well to protect. There's the ball lightning in. Long range. The Stomp didn't connect on the Storm Spirit in time. And Fishman, he's pretty low. He might go down for this, but they can't deal with GPK. 1-for-1 trade so far. Sankin got away, and so did the other offlaner in the Omni Knight.
Omni Knight got away. Yeah, he zooms up past.
He's a speedy bugger.
When Slark gets Butterfly, he no longer suffers to this Diffusal Blade Phantom Lancer as much anymore. How has this game slipped? Like, that one team fight, honestly, has given so much to Vega here to platform off of, getting that Roshan, getting that Aegis, being able to play aggressively. It all comes down to potentially one misplay, one mistake.
It's quite worrisome for the PL as well. You know, ultimately you want to be able to go for maybe a Blood Fawn or a Nullify. In this type of game, he's going to be forced in that MKB. Otherwise, you can't man-fight the Slark. You know, this is the one scenario we didn't get a chance to talk about because we didn't think this would come to fruition. Where Slark is ahead, he does get that Butterfly, and all of a sudden, he doesn't care about you anymore.
Yeah, I touched on it a little bit with, you know, Slark against Storm and Phantom Lancer. If he catches them with the old Shadowblade build, it was definitely more prominent. When he catches them with the new Pounce and Leash mechanic, he definitely can be a counter. I just didn't think it would get to that point in this game, honestly. Vega doing very well to exploit the mistakes that Empire are making, and they are pushing every advantage they're being given.
Ball line across, Warlock spot. The soft, squishy center of Vega is squashed, but now the Pounce trying to move in. Maybe split through to split up the fight a little bit, but now Last Hero needs to sidestep and move away. Doesn't have the GA to work with. They're just trying to overwhelm them as quickly as possible, but Dream being kited out, slowed up. Upheaval is there after the buyback comes out from the Warlock. Last Hero lasting so long, in fact. He'll finally go down. The Stomp to sleep onto them, and Johnny just wailing away at Maiden. They're just forcing Dream away. He's getting pretty low, chasing through the tree line, the supports. Just 1v2 at the moment. In the meantime, they'll lose the sensor. Empire just being overwhelmed. PL will find one kill, but now he needs to escape.
Slark's a monster.
Zani moving forward. He is out of control right now. Just chasing forward. The Silence there. Dream in trouble. Gonna be ran through and killed off. Double kill already. And Storm on the back line. Finds the kill on the Warlock. It will be a dieback. Kodos has enough mana to get away, but GPK is not done just yet. The clip comes out to Seiyu with the Shivas. Slows to try and purge it off quickly, but Seiyu has got an easy escape from this. The Scream to slow him down and just fear him up. He's dead and gone. And look at that. PL no buyback for 80 seconds, and they might realize this very quickly as they converge on the mid lane. They saw him buy out in the Butterfly. They know he doesn't have this. Movement in. Maiden, healed by the fear, runs out of his own Sandstorm, purged up, slowed down a little bit. Silence is out, just in time to return on the Queen of Pain. And the Stomp, perfectly timed, just dragging him back into his death as Sanking falls and is dead for 100 seconds. And he bought back in the last fight. This, Vega, they might just go for it. They can literally just go for it.
This is so sick. This is actually so sick right now from Vega. Slark he's a beast. He's untouchable. He's 10 stolen permanent agi, 24 on the... They're taking a lane of barracks 40 minutes in.
They're being respectful here. They're not going to try and end this right. They might get a second lane, though. Zani says, I'm not done here. We keep going. Punishments must be had. They're trying to get rid of the creep wave quick enough. Storm's finally done it, but it's not going to kick in time. The melee racks is going to fall before that.
This
oh my God.
Look at this Slonk go, dude. He's just destroying buildings.
Knock, knock. The fish at your door. Not really something you hear very often.
Shit.
And Roche is up, because guess what you do now? You know the Sand King doesn't have buyback. You know he died in front of his base. He's still gone for 50 seconds. Slark, he doesn't even have to rush towards the pit because he knows how quickly he can clean it up. He's still hesitant, though. Disruption coming out.
2 lanes of racks down.
Last Hero, 4 stuff away. Oh, they dropped the rock.
Nice
Perfectly
rock.
done on the free. And Upheaval's there as well. They'll get the Omni Knight, but now they need to get away. Kodos slowed down with Boy Lightning out. Split, does get dodged. His Dream just used this doppelganger across, but they chase forward to pounce on the right target. GBK with the BKB activated, moving in, and PL
That's
dead.
game.
100 seconds gone. It looks like it might be games. They're going to find King O on the retreat, and they're going to pursue for more. They'll find Seiyu. He can't get out either. So double kill for so bad, and it might be a game for the side of Vega.
They don't know he doesn't have buyback, though. Right?
Well, they know it's close, right? Because the Butterfly situation. They know he came out and fought straight away is the problem.
Yeah. But he could have potentially, you know, sold a Wraith Band that he had in stash or something like that that gives him buyback between then and now. So there is a theoretical chance because they did not see him buy back. It's not on cooldown. PL could have it right now. So they're being disciplined. They are being very, very wise. Taking this Roshan first, claiming...
I mean, Kodos couldn't get them buyback either. He didn't go for the bot runes quick enough. He only got one of them. So as you said, they're going to be patient about this. They won't realize it just yet. It should become obvious very quickly, though.
What are the odds now, KP?
11. The betting odds. That's a fair shout. 1.35 to 2.95. That's what we started with. I don't think these are live updates.
Oh dear.
Let me hit the refresh button. Does that work? New system. Oh no, that cleared it completely. Damn it, they better not fight in the next few moments.
Have I broken everything for you?
You've done it now. All right, this is Empire versus Vega. I can't even find it. I can't even find the game anymore.
I'm sorry. BKB for Storm. That's a ray of shining sunlight coming through the dark, cloudy days that are ahead of Empire right now. PL alive in 2 seconds, so they can mount a defense of this top tier 2. Their final lane of barracks behind it.
All right, it's broken. We're not allowed to see the odds. Vega have done such a turnaround that Betway system could not process this outcome. Bet Vega quickly, guys. Responsibly. I'm not sure the odds would be very good at this stage. 16k up, 2 lanes up. This is looking pretty cut and dry, especially with the Aegis on that slot. The unstoppable beast that he is. Kodos ready to try and get rid of that creep wave straight away, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Because they're already at your base. You wait a little bit too long to try for the backstab behind Warlock. He gets found far away. They're trying to clean him up quickly. It will be able to, but now Kodos needs to escape. Maiden might not be so lucky, though, because he's under a sentry ward. He wants to buy a little bit of time. GPK, his BKB runs out, but the fear is there, and that Sand King's gone. He can't get away quick enough. The staples come out. He's dead. He tried to de-ward the sentry.
Yeah, he tried to kill the sentry.
Dream.
PL. Oh, PL can't die here.
He'll be able to
move
away.
Buyback now. No, he doesn't. He's 40 gold away from buyback.
Yeah, wait a little bit here, Dream.
Slark doesn't want to wait. He wants to go in. He's making entry.
Sani trying to breach and clear. Dave's trying to move away. They jump in. The Vortex controls there. Trying to get the quad. Easton sees the time. The GA is out. Going to keep them tanky and healthy. So bad moving to his own BKB. Just forcing them away. Kodos panicking a little bit. Moving around. Just trying to send them away as fast as possible. Sani with the Shadow Lance chase the 4. Finds to kill the Rubik. Moving back. Kodos going to come out with the defusal. Just trying to back away. Still has a second life to work with here. Disruption comes out in the meantime. On so bad. Protects himself with the Ghost Scepter. The recharge for Kodos has full band to work with against Bull Lightning all over the place, being mischievous as he can. Zhani with the BKB standing his own ground though. The Eul's comes out. The Stomp, missed time, but the pounce is there, and Kodos is gone. 100 seconds on the sideline, doesn't have a buyback, no way into this. They know they can finish the game now. They're moving in Dream, forced away with the fear. Looking towards the base. They want to clean up the final lane, and it looks like this might just be the end as Vega assert dominance over the side of Empire, despite the mischievous antics of both the Storm and the PL.
Slark still has Aegis. Slark still has Aegis here.
He's refusing to give it up. He
Even if PL makes a move, I don't see what they can do.
He has to make a move, but the pounce is there to start as well. He can't move away quick enough. The Sonic Wave to just push him back and forth. He doesn't know where he's going. He's going to hell. Flyback comes out. Fire strike through. Getting them pretty low. Queen of Pain forced after away will blink out successfully. But Dream, he will run to the ends of the earth to ensure that she dies alongside his hopes of winning this game. As they're still holding for the moment. The split through. Sankin gets hit up. Does have the Lotus Orb out on himself. But King R battered down by Fishman's own Golem. BKB activated again for Sobad. Stand his grounds. The buyback comes up Queen of Pain and on the Shadow Demon. No one has catered to the issue of this Dream so far. As Empire just trying to strike at the back line. Triple kill already for the PL. Looking to turn around and Sunny who has no mana left. Dasher. GPK stand up against this. The fear to scare him away. Dream has to stop getting to escape quickly enough. They have no mana on the Slark. He just needs to hit buildings or look to retreat. Stalsier gets to work with it. They ignore him. Forest Strike comes out. Queen of Pain turned around. Blinko out in time, but TPK being chased onto by the illusion in the meantime. The fear just getting in the way. Now the turnaround on the Maiden. He can't move away quick enough. Going to go down with a Fade Bot on the club from the Fishman's. Warlock column will be enough to bring him down. This is looking messy. One buyback left on either side, and that's on the man with the Aegis. Okay is correct here. What the hell just happened?
1 minute left on Aegis. Don't think they're going to get any more utilization out of it. But tier 4s on their last legs. Mega creeps now that Empire have to try and handle. They don't have a Battle Fury. They don't have a Maelstrom. We might just have to see the Phantom Lancer try and grab some kind of wave clear item, because you cannot rely on Sand King and Rubik to deal with these mega creeps coming into your base right now. It is absolute nonsense.
Apparently that's what he's going to do, Gareth. Have you seen what he's queuing up? More damage, Bloodthorn. I mean, you can kill one creep quickly, I guess.
Yeah, sure enough. I guess he's got a doppelganger CD, but I don't know if illusions can deal with them. They can maybe tank against them, but I don't think they can clear them.
Zani.
We'll see.
I mean, that Aegis is crucial there. You just saw the way they ignored him the whole time. You know, most cases, when a fight goes on that long and they're that hard committed and you're up against the Storm in that base, they will turn on you. But that second life, they had to ignore him the whole time.
Oh, PL Illusions own it, actually. They are clearing waves.
Yep. He clubbed pretty hard, even without that critical strike talent.
Oh, Rubik, don't die here, buddy. SAU is spooky.
He's got buyback. It's fine. You're worrying for nothing, Gareth, all right?
What does Quap have? 4K saved up. Octarine done. My goodness. Slark has a moon shard. Oh, beautiful.
Going towards that MKB next. He said, okay, we've reached the point where we address the PL issue, and I'm willing to fully commit to that. They have no intention to get that nullifier that's mentioned earlier, though. So that is the good side of things to the side of Empire. The bad side is that everyone but... I want to say the PL dies, because if Storm gets caught for a moment, we've seen what happens. If the pounce is on point, he's dead. It's definitely problematic. They're lingering. I like the way that Vega are posturing. They're putting themselves in this position that even if Empire take a fight, they're not on the other side of the map. They can't try and punish you for making a mistake. Not easily, anyway. It's risky, but when Roche still has 2 minutes to potentially be up, you just want to play like this, right?
Just wait it out.
No.
Play consistently, defensively. Don't push the issue.
Pressure's on
Storm
Empire.
Spirit's just going to be... But yeah, Storm's just going to be ball lightning into lanes to try and clear them out with the Remnant.
He's going for the Ags as well. He realizes boosted travel's pointless because they're never getting far enough away from their base. In fact, he's not even holding on to boots at this stage. He realizes he'll always be close enough to his fountain. A good and bad thing. Good because, you know, it's always fun to be a Storm of mana. Bad because it doesn't really say much for your map control.
Who has buyback on the Radiant, actually? Storm, Sand King, Rubik, and that's it.
Yeah, PL already committed his last time.
And so did SD.
And actually, I guess this is a stage where you look at who's close to level 25. Next up is going to be Maiden. I think you probably go for the slow and blind, right? With the BKB charges being so short on the sides of Vega.
Yeah. I just don't know if... Like, I don't ever see it. Like, it's such a rarely picked up talent. 50 HP regen is massive.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking, but like right now...
Slow and blind against a Quap and a Slark,
exactly.
who's, like you say, BKB's down to 5 seconds each. There's value there for sure.
And then the other one just behind him is the Elder Titan, which at level 25, this is pretty substantial. Either way, right? O Splitter being on 25-second cooldown or the extra 600 damage before you give someone their wake-up alarm.
Yeah.
Especially against some of these heroes, you just think like Shadow Beam is almost dead by the time he wakes up. Then you think about his cast points afterwards. Yeah, he's definitely a goner. You can already see it. Vega, they're not pressing them out. They're going to wait for that Roche. Once it's up, you're at a stage where you have Glyph available. You commit it when you see the Storm trying to cut a wave. And then you just go straight into the base. In the meantime, you'll let him have his own way. Ah, late game Storms. Always a sight to behold.
No, it's not. Don't stop. No, show it. You stop talking right now. No. Don't do that.
Harvey. Oh, moving in.
God.
Get this out. Harvey, no, I'm the one that cast that Alliance game last year where they dragged it out an extra hour with Shen. So,
yeah.
It literally, it wasn't a Dota game anymore. It was just, let's see if he can hit that long-range shot. Kind of gave you that same thrill when you watch a Mirana hit a 5-second arrow.
Yeah, we don't have many skill shots in Dota 2. Ball lightning, apparently it's one of them.
These days, at least. Of course, they did nerf Shen after that experience. In some ways, it was a buff. Longer before you get dragged back? I'll take that. Roche up in 2 minutes. That is a thank goodness from Empire. It's a long spawn, buys them time. You can already see that the Courier's in the pit, waiting for the moment it comes back up. They want to end this game, but they realize they shouldn't do it before they get their hands on an Aegis.
I want the Radiant Courier to be in there as well. And I want no one to touch the Couriers. Like, both teams are just allowed to scout. That should be a gentleman's agreement in this game.
Gentleman's agreement, no animal abuse. Just leave it be.
Yeah. Don't touch it. No touchy the animally.
When did this become a negotiation phase? I promise not to buy this item if you let a courier be there. What item are you offering? I won't buy an Ags on Rib.
I mean, it got that way when we hit hour 7 of our casting marathon, man.
Oh, dear. I mean, we're only 8 hours in, Gareth. I mean, come on. We're halfway through the shift. Someone in this chat just starts screaming no. Don't worry, guys.
God, no, not these guys again. Oh, we've got one more game after this, right? And then everyone's done with us.
Yeah. But you get another British guy afterwards, so.
That's true. Oh god, they get the triple threat of Brits today. KP, me, and then Nomad. What we should do is we should go try cast with Nomad.
Yeah, hit him up. Mo will probably be there as well. Give me a quadcast.
Quadcast, 4 Brits.
All shouting over each other.
Just like, nah, we're done with this.
Ooh, Johnny. He actually almost got Sanking there.
What is this game anymore? This has been 5-6 minutes of Enfo Team Survival or X-Hero Siege.
I mean, this is the thing with PL and Storm Spirit. You get to this stage like, we megged them. The game's done. The game's not done. We have to actually go end it ourselves.
JK lol. Why is no one digging or putting snakes down? Like, what? Listen, what is...
Where are the monkeys throwing feces at people?
Listen, what is Shadow Demon doing right now? What's he doing right now?
He's literally just leeching XP.
He is AFK. He is AFK in the jungle.
Yeah, he's like, Kodos, get me XP. I don't want to get abandoned.
Summon some snacks. Come on, King Ob, buddy. I love you. Let's have some snacks, please.
You know who Vega love? They love Roche. They love him so much, they want to hug him to death. And get themselves a nice refresher shard. To be honest, this was a win-win either way. Whether it was Ags or refresher shard, you've got a Warlock. He wins. With a smile on his face, he'll skip towards the mid lane. Pray to drop not 1, but 2 big rocks.
That's a DD Slark. Let's go.
Uh-oh. Here, fishy. Trying to burn his mana. Full line through. Getting rid of the creep wave. They didn't glyph for it. Taking too much damage actually on Johnny. So they'll just back up. Lincoln's popped on GPK. But Scream scares away the Lucians. I feel like the Scream fear
DD
is...
Slark, let's wait.
Yeah, let's just wait. I mean, there's no rush. We've got several minutes. It's good.
I mean, they can't do anything when Storm is just destroying creep. I'm taking my glasses.
They can glyph the bloody creep wave, Gareth.
Oh, I'm taking my glasses off. I'm done now. It's nap time. This game.
Like, this game is literally tanking the creeps. There it is.
This game's got another 6 hours in it. I'm gonna let you go for the first. Take alternating shifts.
Just snoozing noises in the final game after this. They're in though. They glyph this time. Johnny going for the objective. Says Empire, you can drag this out, but not if I force the matter. They have to pay attention to him. They're willing him away a little bit here. So bad. Does use the ghost set pretty early, but he has to. He's a little bit worrisome here. Johnny running out of mana fast. Trying to turn around GPK, fearing away the illusion in the meantime. This is on him. Heal up, turn around. BKB's come out in time. GPK protects on his way through as well. Dream needs to retreat. Maiden getting pretty low. You'll try and protect himself in the backline. The GA comes out to protect. Nurse split it through. Doesn't connect. Maiden sidesteps it. And now the pound down. Dream. He gets fouled. He's going to go. The double rock coming down, but there's going to be a CP out. Kodos will escape. A lot of damage from so bad, but not enough to kill him. The buybacks come out from both the Warlock and the PL. Dream trying to chase in. Beer comes out again. GPK just cutting away from him the whole time. Johnny still refusing to give up that Aegis. No matter to work with those stomps, fluffed and off the mark. All line is moving around, trying to do what he can. The fear comes out, scared away from Dream. Oh no, the Epicenter doing a lot of damage so bad. He's not going to die though. Fishman, he's going for it. Aegis has been reclaimed now, and now Maiden is gone. Hit the throne might be the solution, but they want to hit Hero still. They finally turn towards it. Shiny needs to be careful, going to be silenced up. Getting pretty low. Slark almost dead. Blink away by GPK. Heal up. Shadow Dance, keep alive. They're doing it. They want to end the game. Have they finally brought down Empire Vega? Yes, they do claim victory, but god damn it, did they have to work for it.
Whew! Vega Squadron! You glorious bastards. What a game. What a game. Again, it pivots off of that one team fight mid lane where Empire, they're swinging back into it. They've created space for the PL. They're hitting critical mass on the Storm Spirit. They need a couple of good team fights to get them up and running properly. Get them into the air a little bit. But Vega, you know, they exploit the weaknesses. They know that if Empire miss a couple of their spells, Slark with Heavenly Grace on it, Queen of Pain with that right-click build, Static Charge against the Phantom Lancer, and Elder Titan. Natural Order. That's pretty sick against that PL, not going to lie. They did so much damage and so much control with a Scream of Pain Fear from Quap as well. They had PL's number. It felt like a free PL game, but Dream, after the first, 25, 30 minutes, didn't feel that much of an impact from him, apart from clearing out creep waves.
Honestly, in my head right now, Gareth, all I can hear is 12 years later. And it's not because of all the things you just said, right? I wasn't waiting for you to end talking. I was waiting for the game to end, because that was... I mean, that was just typical late game Storm Spirit when you're losing, right? You either survive another 10, 15 minutes and then actually you win the game past that point. But you have to somehow survive about 35 minutes for a turnaround and a whoopsie coming out from your opponents. And it just looked like the one opportunity you maybe had was when Vega went to the Roach Pit. But you saw it, Empire were completely invalidated. They could never push the waves out far enough to try and contest it. As a result, we have a victor. Vega take it. You know, Empire, they look like the favorites. But even with their cheesy methods, even with their late game PL and Storm Spirit, Vega, so coordinated. The supports, especially, I want to highlight the damage output, the difference they were making. Warlock, we always expect in the late game. ET, we don't get to see it enough, but you mentioned it. This PL is just worthless because of that reduced armor.
Seed 8 defeats Seed 4. Beautiful CIS Dota 2. One more series tonight as well, and it's going to be a good one. It's going to be an absolute spanking best of one. Na'Vi against Windstrike.
Well, I hope it's not a spanking. I hope it's close, Gareth. We'll get to it in just a few minutes.